York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani is facing his first real test in the city he one day may be running, just days after a shooter in Midtown murdered 4 people, including an NYPD officer. Now, a vigil was held last night in New York City, paying tribute to the 4 victims whose lives were taken in the Park Avenue shooting on Monday night. NYPD officer Didarul Islam was one of those tragically killed, a 36-year-old hero who was working off-duty security at the building. He was married with 2 sons, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. Originally from Bangladesh, the department says he was a man of faith who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And now mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani will have his first public appearance since the shooting. And his past comments on New York police and police in general are coming back to haunt him. In response to Monday's mass shooting, he posted this on X, saying, quote, "I'm heartbroken to learn of the horrific shooting in Midtown," adding, "grateful for all of our first responders on the ground." And it's all very interesting because not that long ago, Mamdani had a completely different stance on New York's police force. Let's dig in. In the year 2020, he openly called to defund the police 8 different times over a series of X posts, and said that the NYPD should be dismantled. On his 2020 campaign website, Mamdani wrote he wanted to dramatically curtail the power and presence of the department with a $3 billion budget cut. That's not all. Earlier this year, Mamdani calling for social workers to take the jobs of police officers, floating the idea of creating a Department of Community Safety. That's going to work with those automatic weapons of psychopaths. And now we're just learning from the New York Post that Mamdani dodged reporters today. The New York Post says he avoided answering questions from the press after meeting with the slain officer's family this morning. One campaign worker reportedly waved off the gaggle of reporters, telling them, quote, "We're not really going to have a lot of time for many questions." You're a New Yorker. What do you think about this?
I think that there will be a series of those moments coming because the trust between the NYPD and the mayor, it's critical. It is a critical relationship. And that was one of the reasons Eric Adams was elected in the first place. I mean, obviously, he has been bogged down by personal and criminal scandals. And it has not been an easy run for him. But you can say that the NYPD rank and file would much rather have him as their mayor than Mamdani, because these words that he is not condemned, just like he wouldn't condemn the phrase global intifada. At one point, he tried to soften it and say, well, I discourage that language. He doesn't even say he discourages people saying defund the police, although we've seen that movement fail the hard way in city after city, from Minneapolis to Portland and Seattle and beyond. But he's the kind of person who, he can't lead the NYPD, therefore he really can't lead the city. But what leaves New Yorkers in a pickle is they don't have great choices, because you have an egotistical blowhard like Andrew Cuomo who won't get out of the race, and Adams, who's the mayor and feels like he's the incumbent, he's got the best shot. Cuomo's already lost. But as long as they're all in the race, to Brian's point, it guarantees that hideous socialist Mamdani becomes the next mayor of New York City.